And tomorrow,
why do you live every?
Are you in
Nigeria?
How will you not feel attached after sex? Like, no.
About every parent becomes the police in the lives of the kids.
Posing is not like me. I will just come direct like you guys do and open one ring. And
so
guy, never reach me will marry me.
that's like you popping question.
There was a communication, something happened. So there's nothing like accidental
I'm
pregnancy.
working more than 12 hours because I'm going to wake earlier than him to take care of the children.
Do you know you are naturally, supernaturally built that way? Do you know? Do you know? God has divinely made you like that.
Hello everyone and good evening. You are welcome to the lounge. My name of course is Margaret Osazua, and with me on set today by my right hand side is Ganyu. Hello Ganyu, how are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And the delectable Temi Tokwe. How are you doing today, Temi Tokwe?
I'm fine, are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's good to have you both on set with us today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So guys, you know, there are times where I come here and I bring some very wonderful topics. I like to call them wonderful topics. And today is no exception. So I have one for you here today. Nephew gets uncle's wife pregnant, asks his uncle for inheritance to support kids. I need you to digest that because, I mean, just like I'm still struggling to adapt to the new national anthem, I'm going to be reading the story. My goodness. Nephew gets uncle's wife pregnant, asks uncle for inheritance to support kids. Of course, there's a story to the back of this, and I would have come up with my usual storytelling, but I just felt the need to write this one down so I don't miss anything. You could already hear Ganyu and Tokwe giggling because, I mean, things are happening. Things are happening.
That's so crazy.
Okay, so I got this. Apologies. My uncle raised me and my little brother, and now he's losing his battle with prostate cancer. My uncle and I didn't get along after I got his ex-wife Kim pregnant. Now, I need you to understand that before Kim was his ex-wife, she was still married to the uncle. I think after the affair, the uncle divorced her. Okay, so now this is his selfish self saying, mainly because my uncle was jealous because they never had kids of their own. Now, they are divorced and Kim had my twins. She moved in with me, but I fell in love with my current wife and left Kim alone because I can't trust a cheater. I haven't seen my twins in 2 years, and recently Kim reached out to me that my uncle has death benefit for multiple policies and he's giving all that money to my brother, but nothing for her, himself, and the twins. Now, he says that his little brother is not the sharing type, so he knows that he will not get anything from him. He says he knows he did a bad thing, but there are better things to worry about, like the twins. Now, he says that the twins are technically his uncle's stepchildren. Now, he's saying that his uncle is at death's door and he needs his uncle to leave the pettiness behind and give him some of the inheritance money so he can raise these kids. He wants to know how we can make the uncle see it from his point of view. Now, point to note that I got this particular conversation from a podcast online. I mean, when they were talking about it, I was like this throughout. And I just felt, oh, let us discuss it on the lounge. So tell me, I want to start with you, Tokwe.
Okay.
He said that we should tell him how to tell the uncle so that the uncle can listen to him. What do you think?
First of all, I think this guy is selfish. Then there's this spirit of entitlement because the uncle is not the owner of the kids. So why do you expect, to get the part of the inheritance? Like, it is crazy. Then secondly, it is the audacity for me. You got your uncle's wife, maybe ex-wife or whatsoever. You got her pregnant. You had kids, and you did not even take care of the kids. So, like, because he said that he has not seen the kids for 2 years, and now you feel like, oh, okay, you expect something from that same uncle. Like, the guy is just crazy. They should just take him to psychiatric hospital, because I don't know how people reason. Like, it is crazy.
From where I'm seated, I'm just wondering, wow, the Lulu is the Lulu. But Gani, what do you think?
I want to agree with her that the guy needs to be checked. I'm not sure he's mentally balanced because he has a lot of issues, psychological issues he's dealing with, obviously. He has self-entitlement. He's been self-entitled. He's a cheat himself, running away from another cheat. Maybe there is a better one.
That one shocked me.
So a lot is wrong with him. So I really think he should be checked.
Okay, so you think he should be checked? So you say he has entitlement issues, but I mean, I'm looking at it from a different angle. Call this what's this thing they call it about the devil's advocate? You know, call me that. But now he came up the back of the fact that he had been with his uncle for so long. I don't know the number of years that he has stayed with his uncle, and now he's saying that the uncle never really had kids. I don't know whether the uncle could not father kids because he's been suffering with prostate cancer, which
Okay.
So he's his
always
uncle's
is
helper.
taking his life. You know, and he just felt the need to help. You know, as a helper, we are helpers.
Yeah.
And he just felt the need. Okay, let's not go outside. I'm his nephew. I want to help out. Why don't I just help him in this way?
It's just
You know,
the
and
same
now that he
Sunday.
has helped you, and you have twins, don't you think that you should get at least a little portion from it?
I don't think there is an agreement between them.
Okay.
So if the case is that, okay, there is an agreement between them, that would have been a different scenario. So maybe the uncle would have seen the kids as his own, or even his own grandchildren. That's a very different case. But I'm very sure there is no agreement between them. Because if there is an agreement between them, then the uncle had to put the kids into consideration.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I'm not even sure the uncle had forgiven him for his heart. So anybody can be in that position of the uncle and say, okay, you betrayed me. Then, okay, this is what I want to do. So it is the choice of the uncle. So he shouldn't feel entitled.
Okay. So Tokwe is saying that the uncle feels betrayed, and that's the reason why he has taken this step not to give the nephew in quote any inheritance. Do you think that the nephew betrayed him or he helped him? You know, the nephew thinks that he helped him. So I just want to know.
Yes, I think so, yes. For him to have come with that crazy mentality.
That he helped him.
Yeah.
So do you think that the uncle should feel betrayed? The nephew thinks he helped him.
I do not think he thinks the uncle is helping the uncle. I think the problem is feeling for the children. Like
He's feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the children.
Okay.
Like he needs something to support himself so as to help
the
the children.
You
know,
mean it?
bills and all that. So it's not as if he's seeing it from the point of helping the uncle.
See, he was without those children for 2 years. I mean, there was a particular part of the story that got me gobsmacked, and it was the place where he said Kim moved into his house, and then he couldn't accept Kim because he can't deal with a cheat. Guy, what's going on there? Are you even fine? Like, you can't deal with a cheat.
The guy is crazy.
And then he fell in love with his current wife. So in other words, he left Kim high and dry. Let's put it like
then
that.
even him coming up with the logic of, oh, the uncle should forget about
drop the pettiness.
I think he's just trying to cover up for his sin. Yes, because why? Yes, because I don't just know, it is very, very crazy for you to have done something that terrible to your uncle and you still expect. First of all, you are not even supposed to be after that property. You are supposed
to hide his head, yeah?
Or start seeking for forgiveness. Yeah, because it is a very terrible case to me.
But you know, we are all coming for the man. What of the woman? Excuse you. There is yes. No, literally all we've done so far for the past how many minutes has been coming for the man. Let's talk about the woman in question.
Now,
the woman is the uncle's wife.
Yes.
She had no business being in and having an affair with her nephew. A nephew she probably trained. But honestly, sometimes I just feel that we do too much. You have no business having an affair with somebody that you trained, or even another person outside your husband. If for any reason she felt that she wanted kids and the husband couldn't give her kids, like you said, they could have reached an agreement. Let's have a conversation. Are we adopting? Are we using a sperm bank? I mean, these things are no conversation whatsoever. You have an affair with your uncle's nephew, with your husband's nephew, apologies, and then you have the effrontery. Like, it's the audacity for me to move in. What was going on there? Let's speak to the woman's, what would I call it? It's not ignorance. I don't know what to call it. I don't want to use any foul language, but literally, I want to speak to our audacity. How do you do that to your husband? And when he finds out, you move in with the father of your kids. Like, what were you expecting him to do? Were you expecting him to take you?
I think in the first place, there was no love.
Between the woman and the husband?
Yes, but for her...
I don't think there was no love.
Yeah, but because for her to have...
She was a frustrated woman that needed something and she didn't get it.
But for her to have that audacity
in that marriage, maybe she was talking and the husband was listening, but he wasn't really hearing what she was saying, and she just felt the need to take laws into her hands. She didn't expect. That this affair, when it starts, most times people that do these things don't think of the outcome. They just go into it because of the pleasure.
Even when they think of the outcome, they don't expect it to get to that extreme.
Unfortunately, guys, that last week we talked about a 2-year stand. Guess what is happening today? This is another one. Literally, this is another one. You have an affair with your uncle's
your husband's
your husband's nephew.
That's crazy.
And when you do that, you're not seeking forgiveness. The woman did a lot of things that shocked me personally.
Yeah.
First, you committed adultery, had kids, moved into your husband's nephew's house. Somebody you probably trained. You not left that one. He didn't care about the kids for 2 years. He didn't come to you. He didn't even call. Nothing. She now called him to tell him
that conversation
that the husband is at death's door, and that he has insurance, so serious one. And as it is, he's not even looking at their side. Like, what level of entitlement and audacity, what level of gumption is that?
She's a greedy woman, very greedy. So that was why I said there might not be love in the first place. It might just be after, she might just be after that money and her. Forget the fact that she might have asked the husband for anything and he would always provide. But then for her to take such action, I still feel like it's an act of greediness. She never loved the man.
Do you think she never loved the man? Do you think she never loved him?
I think she never loved the man.
Why?
Yeah. I think she never loved the man. Because if she loved the man, well, we don't know. Probably she's been saying different things, suggesting different options, and the man didn't.
Before they have affairs, I don't know. I don't believe such things. I believe that something usually happens for them to fall out of love. I don't think.
Okay, what about people getting married to rich men just because of the money?
Another one is different. You have brought another different case.
Okay,
that's a different this thing now. I know that I'm in for the money, so it's money. Even you will know that I'm in for the money. But this was not a money thing. I don't know. I stand corrected here. It could have been, because you don't know like the entirety of the story, but I'm just saying that it couldn't have been that she didn't love the man. See, let me tell you something. Most times when we need something and we don't get it as quickly as we need it, we tend to make the wrong
decisions.
Or drastic decisions. I think she just felt Shebi is blood. Shebi is his nephew. Let me do it. I can get away with it. Do you understand? She wasn't really, I don't think that she was greedy or selfish. I just think she wanted children. She just it was just a wrong approach.
Okay. Looking at your own explanation, I think you might be right. The thing is, we don't really know what this. There might be so many gaps in that story. So it is very possible. Anything is actually possible.
Okay, so why we lay this on to rest a bit? I want to speak to having family in your marital home. I mean, this is a conversation that I think that a lot of people are quite interested in. Most people don't want to know what that family member is going through. You're not staying in a matrimonial home. Do you understand?
Okay.
And then there are some that fight off and say, this is my nephew, this is my niece, this is my sister. I want them with me. Something is going on. I'm in the position to help. I want to help. What do you say to nephews or nieces or sisters, whatnot, that come in to live?
I think that should be avoided. Rather, if you feel the need to help them, give them whatever you can afford. Let them go settle down.
This is family, remember?
Yeah, I know.
You know that it could cause a lot of hiccups.
I know. It
Yes.
could also cause the same hiccup that you're trying to avoid for them.
Yes.
In your own
It causes
family.
a lot of hiccups because sometimes, if it's from the man's side, they will face the wife. If it's from the wife's
Yes.
side, they will face the husband. So how do you avoid such a thing?
If
Dr.
there is
Fami?
synergy between communication, really tight one, between the man and the woman, they can plan it and decide who should say it or speak.
I think,
But I
before,
still
I
believe-
think personally
as
to
that.
me, before I get married, you know, I want to have that discussion with my husband. Okay, do you want to have your family around or something? Because it's a very serious issue to some people. Okay, when you have a family member living with you, then they are open to everything.
Exactly.
You are having a misunderstanding with your husband. They
Yeah,
are
you
aware.
know.
So sometimes you might even get crazy that they might see you as a bad wife. This is a, you know, misunderstanding between you and your husband. So I think it's a personal thing. And to me, like what Ganyo has said, I don't think, in most cases, you have to avoid such.
Yeah, I think it can be avoided, but I think at the same time I still think that it comes with a lot of backlash. Now, yes, it can be avoided. You can have these conversations, but there is always somebody at the receiving end. Up until now, I don't think that we've been able to get a hold of this thing. I know I'm speaking some people's mind. See, there are some daughters-in-laws right now that are going through hell in their marriages because of this. Like, how do you explain? I don't want family name. Like, I don't want them. It's not because you don't like them.
Yeah.
But you just need to avoid any problems that might come from having so many people in your business.
That's right.
2 of you are enough. 3 is a crowd.
Proud,
Do you
yeah.
understand? But most people don't understand this. And we need to understand that our parents don't understand this. It's just like few parents that understand that, okay, when my children are married, there's a separation.
Sure.
She's married.
Mm-hmm.
Some parents don't understand it. I mean, we've had cases. You're on the internet day in the out. You've heard stories, real life stories of mother-in-laws that just trip into their children's houses and they just get into the kitchen.
Still entitlement.
And they expect you because they will think it's my son's house.
But the thing is, I just feel like, okay, people or some parents, they should get to understand that, okay, we are adults. We need to have our own family.
You're my baby to the end.
Yes,
Baby,
that one is there, but then we are adults, we need to raise our own family. And there are some things that they don't need to interfere. They should just leave us to enjoy ourselves. Like, that is it.
But really, so while I get you, Daniel, I want to really ask you, you're a man.
Okay.
You know, in such a situation where, look at this nephew now, like I said, he was a helper of the family. I don't know, you guys keep laughing. He felt that
In giving children or
Yes,
what? Like,
he felt that the seed in him would germinate children, and it did germinate children, 2 for that matter. So in his mind, so because it's only if he does not think that he's an helper, it's the audacity for me to ask your uncle. But now look at this scenario that we have painted, this story that we're talking about, what we are deliberating on right now. The nephew. The nephew had been with that uncle for a long time. I stand corrected that the uncle trained him because he said, my uncle raised. Do you understand? For the uncle to raise him, it means that the uncle trained him. Whatever he is today,
the
is
uncle was part of his
you
success
understand?
story.
Yeah.
and then he lived in the house. You see the problem with living in the house.
Yes.
Are you seeing the problem with bringing your nephew? And
Yes.
it's not because you don't trust
Just
them.
them.
The uncle most probably trusted him. Who would even imagine or believe that such a thing can happen? And then now it has happened.
I think the problem is the man trusts too much
Are
to
you
the point
sure?
that he's even trusting another person, not just himself. He's trusting someone else.
It used to happen.
I know, but you can avoid it. It's not as if you've seen them to be a bad person. It's not as if you think of them as a bad person. But the truth is, in order to avoid some issues, it's best to just allow them stay away from their family. If there is need to help them, whatever you can afford, help. See, if you can't, there is no law that states that you must be the helper.
I get you. So guys, I would like you to really call us up 091-337-34592. 091-337-34592. I would really like you to weigh in on this topic. If it were you, if it was you, if it was your family, if it was your friend, what would you advise the uncle to do? Would you say, okay, let sleeping dogs lie, sir? Why don't you just give him the money? I mean, these children are somehow yours. You know, you're their stepdaddy. You know, have these. Just give it to him. What do you think? Do you think that the uncle is being petty? Because the nephew thinks the uncle is.
See, sometimes we feel that we are helping and we are not helping. Sometimes we do things out of our own goodwill.
For somebody that felt like, okay, he was helping the uncle or whatsoever, I think he doesn't even understand the definition of helping out.
Are you sure?
Yes.
He helped out with twins.
If he's not alive, those children will grow up.
You know the funny thing? You know why he shocked me? I don't even think that he needs the inheritance to take care of the kids.
Exactly. That's the point. If not for entitlement.
He doesn't. 2 years. He didn't check on the kids.
Now it is time to share the property. You are not showing up.
Let's now say
that's crazy.
He does not have what it takes to take care of the children.
Yes.
What if there is no property to share?
That is it. That is why I said it is still the spirit of
problem,
entitlement.
Won't he raise the children?
Entitlement,
or if you decide not to raise them, won't the children grow up?
Started from the wife calling him. Like, what was your plan for calling him up? Do you understand? What was the plan of the wife for calling him up to tell him that your uncle will soon die? Oh. Sharp, sharp, or anything you can do. Quick.
Yes, indirectly now.
You know? She had already seen documents that the uncle was going to give the entire property to his younger brother. That younger brother, now he himself, he's not a sharing type.
The woman is a bad person.
He is not a sharing type. If the younger brother was a sharing type, I beg to say that we will not even be having this conversation.
Yeah, maybe they
but
will.
But he knows that no way in hell
they will not get
will the brother give him. And probably the brother is not even in support of this relationship.
That brother is like
situationship that they have found themselves, because in a relationship is a very terrible one. You know, so I call it a situationship that they have gotten themselves into. Now, for you to call him, it means that you're expecting something. I beg to say that, first of all, for the woman to move in with the nephew, it could be that she's falling in love with him, because the way this love thing works sometimes, the thing confuses me. You know, it seemed like she had already fallen in love with the nephew. You know, something that she has always wanted, she didn't get it from here. And she got it from here, and suddenly, affection. And me, I know there is no one take that carry twins. Under that man's nostrils. They've been committing fornication
for
and
so many times.
There was a child. No, children, twins. Two. You know? And it just begs the question of, where are the boundaries? Where do we really draw the line between family, like extended family and immediate family? Because whether or not we want to accept it, these things are people's reality.
If this is really a true life story.
It's a true life story.
So that I think that is why I said we have to avoid family members staying with us. I'm trying to be very open. Like, this is just me speaking my mind. It's not about hatred. It's not about not being accommodating and all of that. Yes, because there are things you can't even imagine. Like, this is just so disturbing to me. So then I just feel like we need to, yes, for things like this to happen, you know, we need to just avoid it. That's just for me.
If you can have issues with your husband or have issues with your wife, how much more your extended family? Now, if the issues now start coming up, how do you intend to manage it? So it's best to avoid it from the beginning.
But I don't think this was something that he could have avoided. I do not know whether
I think the man was just so accommodating.
I don't know if the nephew's parents are alive. So for him to raise
so
the nephew and his younger brother in their house, I don't think that he would have expected that the nephew would give him this in return.
Because you never can tell the kind of persons they are. If you accept them, if there are any issues between you and your wife, before you know it, other people outside would have had
Me,
it.
I'm just first wondering how the uncle did not even see anything. I mean, is that even possible? Where
Maybe he doesn't stay home
under your very nostrils and you can't even decide.
What if he is the kind of person that travels, you know, a lot? He might not always be at home, you know, all of the time. So it is very possible.
Do you think that it's a traveling matter, or the fact that the uncle just really had so much
Trust,
in
yes.
his nephew and his wife, and he believed? If they told him, if they let him outside, like, he wouldn't have believed that. Such, if they told him outside, like, see what we are seeing, you, like, that would have been nonsense talk. What can you say?
For you to have raised somebody, you took that person like your child.
Exactly.
So yeah, it might have had so much trust.
I think that he substituted the nephew and the younger brother for children that he probably would never have, seeing as he had prostate cancer. Do you understand? So I think he did that. Probably he didn't communicate properly with his wife, or he communicated and she was not having it. But I still stand on what I said earlier, that there are several things that could have been done to avert you sleeping with your nephew.
And since if the wife knows she cannot take it, she can't manage it, it's best to just leave honorably than to be there and be sleeping with
And there might even be an open communication. I don't see anything wrong in that. Yes, it might be, like you said, that the wife might actually be interested in the guy, because if not, if it was that nephew that was making advances, I would just call my husband attention to it instead of falling for it. So probably there might even be affections, like...
First of all, you think that because you have self-discipline, there are so many people that don't have discipline. I mean, discipline is discipline. You're saying if it happened with Jazz, even if it's Jazz, we'll know when it's a church. Holy Ghost, every... Don't go there. You know it's Jazz.
You could be.
You understand? But I'm just saying, like it's just discipline. Do you understand? I know that the body wants what the body wants.
Exactly.
And if the body needs something, nothing you only let it satisfy.
Experience.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
It happens like that. And I'm looking at it from the woman's point of view. I don't even know whether the husband was still, because I mean, I don't know how it works if you have prostate cancer, if you can still have intercourse. It was probably difficult to have intercourse with her. There was a lacking somewhere.
Yeah.
And the nephew
might not even be giving her attention.
The nephew was fulfilling her needs. But I'm sure that the husband was also trying to, take care of himself, because it's not a death sentence if you can take care of yourself. Prostate cancer is not a death sentence.
I never can tell how long it has been.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But apparently, he was lacking somewhere. Because if the husband was okay at some point and he was doing the needful, I don't think that we'll be having these issues. Now, first of all, we don't know how long they were married for and did not have kids. They've probably gone to the hospital several times and the doctor had said, you are fine. He's dealing with something. And probably he was not getting any better. And she just felt, I can't remain like this. But now, instead of you to walk out,
honorably.
Simple. It's not difficult.
Yeah.
You can walk out. You can separate. Instead of her to do that, she now felt the need to have intercourse with her nephew. Somebody that she raised. I think it's appalling.
Yeah.
I think it's terrible. We can come for the nephew's juggler and we can come for it, or we can
for the wife,
for the woman.
Yeah, she's
not terrible. It is preposterous that you will do that and you will not even look back. You won't even look back. Of course, if she gets pregnant, the husband will know that it's not his own now. He's really not saying something is wrong. Of course, he will know that it's not his own. And then only for him to now find out that the children that he raised, you now had the audacity. Honestly, it was the effrontery for you to try to move in to your nephew's house. Like, how? And then you went there to collect double disgrace. When that one now...
You can't cope with a cheat.
I'm telling you, that one now chased her out, saying that he was in love with his current wife.
Is it not a slap on her face?
That he cannot deal with a cheat. I don't understand that word.
And you still even have the audacity to call that kind of person back to have a messy conversation of okay, your uncle is about to die or something or whatever.
There's inheritance money.
Like that's not fair.
I think it was I don't know. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to put myself in her shoes. I can't put myself because I can never ever in the life.
God forbid.
Being in such a messy situation is a dilemma. I believe that communication is key. key. Every time.
That's why.
But I don't know why it's difficult these days for people to actually talk. It's either your partner is not listening. I mean, when I was in university, we had a course, Effective Communication Skills. It was a 0-unit course, so I didn't even like reading the book because it's not adding to my GP. But when I read it, I learned something. The art of listening. Some people listen to argue. They don't listen to understand.
Understanding, yes.
Do you understand? If you're talking to me now, and I'm listening to what you're saying, I'm also looking at your body language, because your mouth can be saying one thing and your body language is telling me something else. But some people don't even know how, they've not mastered that art. And I want to believe that the woman probably had these conversations with her husband, that she was lacking somewhere. Because I don't know, I mean, if we're going to be as real as
maybe they've
possible,
spoken about it, but the guy or the man has nothing to do about it. So it's,
if we want to be as real as possible, Daniel and Timothy, you know, if a woman is in the mood or a man is in the mood, how your mental psyche, everything is gonna go down. You're not gonna be thinking well.
That difficult. Like, okay, fine. We see a lot of people who, you know, who had to divorce for one thing or the other, and I think it's, to me, I think it is just a choice. Yeah, you know that you are not getting happiness.
No,
so you just have to walk out.
My saying she should walk out, I'm not even saying it from a wicked place or a hard place, because I understand that this thing that happened to this man was not something that he planned for, he bargained for. Do you understand? But I'm just looking at the double pain that you're going to cause him. He's already going through so much, and knowing fully well that, oh, I will probably not be able to even father any child right now. Do you understand? And then he has to go through the pain of seeing you sleep with his nephew. Now, that's me saying, walk out. It is better than putting him through double torment. Do you understand? But some people would say, why should she walk out? I mean, when you get married, they say for better, for worse, till death do you part. So why should she even walk out? What do you say to that, Daniel?
I think if you look at it as Christians, we would say we should not divorce at all. There should be no need for that to even come to play. But reality, when it hits you, sometimes you might not even remember to read the Bible.
Tell me.
You will just have to do whatever you have to do. You know. So in this sense, I still feel I would support that she lives honorably, than to be there and think you are strong enough to handle the situation, whereas you are not.
I think she was unable to take that decision. Maybe I might be wrong, but maybe she was unable to take that decision.
Or maybe she was even trying to wait, hoping that the man would die and she would take over the inheritance.
Well, maybe, but maybe she might. Maybe she was already having a feeling for the
nephew. Yeah?
Yes.
This nephew must be very fine.
For her to have stayed where you know that where you know that you are not getting happiness. And you know that desperately you want children, you should have just walked out. Like, it's not a do or die.
I also think in every relationship or in every marriage, you should have people we talk to, like people who can,
people that you are accountable
share
to. Yeah,
things
I think
with.
it's very important.
People who have more experience than you have done. So you can talk to them and they tell you what they feel about it before you take actions. Because the Bible says in the multitude of counsel, we can be saved. So I hope.
Okay, so as we make it a wrap, do you think that the uncle should just pity him and give him some more money?
No.
I think it is the choice of the uncle, but left to me, I would say no.
The uncle should not give him.
Yes.
Yes. Even small money.
He doesn't deserve it.
If I'm to advise
he doesn't deserve it.
At first, I will appreciate the uncle. Shake his hands very well. That I thank you for the kind of decision you've taken. So I'm giving it to someone that would not even pity them like you. So
but that was
he has even done well to have given it to that guy that
you
he
paid
knows
him.
that,
yes, for somebody to have raised you. You even paid him back with evil. So why are you even still expecting him to?
I would rather give it to orphans.
You should not give him at all. You should not give him.
He will survive without me.
It is.
The children will survive without me. So why should I?
Thank you, Ganyu. It is what it is. I mean, it's a very dicey conversation. I mean, like Ganyu said, I think that every individual should be accountable to somebody in marriage, relationship. Except you know that you're in a relationship you're not in a relationship for marriage, and you're in a relationship for play. That was on to you. When you know that you want to get married, I think that you should be accountable to somebody. And when you start to have issues at home, I think that's why counselors and therapists exist. Why don't you have a sit down and have conversations before taking laws into your hands? I mean, in this case, if you would ask me, should the uncle pity him and give him something? I mean, with the right up, don't give him a dime. I might be mean, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm just a human being. I won't take it for nothing. And with this, we have come to the end of this particular topic. Thank you so much, Tokwe, for joining us.
You're
on the
welcome.
Show. I enjoyed every bit of you today.
Thank you.
The last time Tokwe was on but today, Karara, the conversation.
Yes, now, yes.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us on the show. And thank you so much for watching us on X, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Till next week, Thursday, same time. My name is Margaret Osazua. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm not going to propose to a guy ever.
And tomorrow, why do you leave Henry?
Are you in Nigeria? How will you not feel attached after sex? Like, no.
About every parent becomes the police in the lives of the kids.
Proposing is not like me. I will just come direct like you guys do and open one ring. And
So
guy, never reach me will marry me.
that's like you popping question.
There was a going.